Over 70 killed and about 200 injured near Lewisham. Thick fog wrapped everything as the 456 steam train from Cannon Street to Ramsgate crashed into the back of the 518 electric train from Charing Cross to Hayes, Kent. Worst tragedy of all was the fact that the crash came under a viaduct carrying another line. Rearing coaches destroyed the support and the steel bridge collapsed, crushing several compartments and everybody in them. Only a miracle saved the death roll from being perhaps the highest in railway history. For a third train, its power cut off by the broken bridge, came to a stop on the overhead line. Its front coach was derailed within inches of plunging through the gap onto the carnage beneath.
I've just come down from the embankment, the scene of this crash, the scene of indescribable wreckage everywhere, police, firemen, ambulance workers all over the place. Work is still going on. As far as I know, there are several bodies still trapped under the wreckage. Have you been here helping with the rescue work?
Yes.
When did you get here?
About 4:07.
That was soon after the crash.
Well, I believe so.
Have you been able to talk to anyone who was in it?
No.
Have you?
No, they were too shocked to wire. We ought to get out of first, you know.
They weren't able to say
No,
anything?
they weren't able to say anything, no.
How long have you been here?
Since it happened about just after 6 o'clock.
Did you hear it happen?
Yes.
Did you see it?
No, we didn't see it, we only heard it. We were just sitting listening to the television and we heard this terrible crash and we heard people screaming for help.
What did the people say who were injured when they came out?
Well, they didn't say anything, they were too ill.
89 passengers lost their lives, along with the guard of the electric train. The steam train to Ramsgate was hauled by Battle of Britain-class Pacific, number 34066 Spitfire, from Stewart's Lane Motive Power Depot. With visibility reduced to between 10 and 30 yards in the fog, the driver had failed to see the previous 3 signals, the final one of which was at danger, and the steam train collided at about 30 miles per hour with the rear of the electric train.
As daylight breaks, rescue work becomes easier, but the picture of the disaster more horrifying, though all but 7 coaches were removed during the night. The number of known dead has risen to 72, and rescue workers believe there may be as many as 30 bodies still buried beneath the wreckage of the viaduct. There are still many hours of work ahead before the grim tangle of twisted steel can be cleared, and the final total discovered. One thing is sure, no one in the smashed compartments can still be alive. Transport Commission Chief Sir Brian Robertson and Southern Region Chairman Sir Philip Water inspect the scene of the tragedy. No one can yet say what was the cause. Many people are asking why no fog service was in operation at the time, but the railway authorities will make no statement till the official inquiry. But as reports of the night's event come in, one thing is outstanding, the selfless work of the rescuers, both official and unofficial. There is scarcely a home within reach of the crash which has any blankets or sheets left. They gave all they had to the rescue workers, and every house and flat was sheltering injured. This is a working class area where there is little to spare, but no one held back on this terrible night.
Matron, your nurses must have worked very hard.
They did indeed work very hard.
And are still doing so.
Yes, they are today. The local people were absolutely wonderful. There's the voluntary organisations that came in, nursing staff that have left the hospital, staff from other hospitals, and even the local people opened their homes and took people home for us, which relieved us and of a great deal of anxiety. And I'm very, very grateful to all the people of Lewisham for the help they gave us last night.
Do you think we might go and speak to some of the patients?
Yes, certainly, as long as we might let you know which patients to interview, as some of them, of course, are very ill and unable to be seen.
Certainly.
Tell us your name, sir. Colborne, C-O-L-B-O-U-R-N.
Where do you live?
Hastings.
Which train were you on?
I was on the 446 from Cannon Street.
Would you care to tell us what happened?
Yes, normally I travel on the diesel electric to Hastings. But a friend and I, in view of the conditions of travelling, we decided we'd go on that train as far as Tonvig.
And what happened in the crash?
Well, all of a sudden there was a fearful wending and grinding of everything. Everything went black, and the really frightening part was the vivid blue flashes. And
How did you get out?
well, much to my surprise, I found myself sitting there with one foot wedged, and my friend Mr. Daly had got a foot wedged, and I managed to release him, but he thought his ribs were broken. I didn't realise at that time that I was hurt at all.
Would you care to tell me your name?
Miss Wallace,
And where do you live?
in Wallingham,
Which train were you on?
on the 5:18 Hayes train from Charing Cross.
Would you care to say what happened?
Well, I don't normally travel on that train, but I did this time. And when we got to St John's, the train stopped. And it stood there for some time. And then the next thing we knew was a blinding flash of a sort of blue light. And then I found myself on the floor with one of these seats for 3 people on top of me and 2 men on top of that. And pieces of broken wood and everything all round about me.
The train services in and out of London on the day of the Lewisham disaster were severely disrupted by the fog, and both the trains involved were crowded. It was estimated that there were nearly 1,500 passengers on board the electric train, and about 700 on the steam train.